fucking fuck.
No. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Spectacular. I am one of your hosts, Brandon, but of course I am joined by my best friend that just called me a fucking fuck, and his name is Mike.
I'm too full and too giggly and a little tired.
That's okay. That happens.
So this episode is going to be a wild ride.
Well, I just tried. It didn't work. Today we are reviewing the movie Licorice Pizza, and this movie came out in 2021, was it?
No, man.
It was this year, 2022?
I don't know. Hold
All
on.
right.
Yeah, it's this year. Whatever.
Okay, so Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit more about this movie and who's in it and stuff like that? As he goes through his legal pad of... There we go.
There it is.
Okay.
Wicklewith Pizza.
Wicklewith Pizza.
You're right. So Licorice Pizza 2021. Written, directed by our old buddy Paul Thomas Anderson.
Or A.
Paulie, Tommy, Andy. That's how it goes.
Thanks.
So, the story of Alana Kane and Gary Valentine growing up, running around, and going through the treacherous navigation of first love in the San Fernando Valley in 1973.
1966 Pickup Sticks. So, who's in this movie?
So, we have Alana Haim.
That's a very, very
Haim?
far... I think it's Haim, but
Haim.
she's also Jewish, correct? So,
I think it's Haim.
Was it H-E-I-M?
It's H-A-I-M.
I don't know. So, okay, who else is in it?
Well, she plays Alana. You know, it's funny. Like all her sisters
for
are
her
in it
name.
too.
Yeah, that's all their real names.
That's
I
all
saw
their
that.
names.
Even
Cooper
the parents,
Hoffman.
The parents are in it too.
It's funny. Cooper Hoffman, son of the late
Philip Seymour Hoffman. Let it rain.
Let it rain. He plays Gary Valentine. And then a bunch of super famous people because that's their movie debuts. So you have Sean Penn, Tom Waits, Bradley Cooper.
Wait, Bradley Cooper? I've heard that name before. Where have I heard that from before?
My Dreams.
Maybe? Okay, yeah. Hey, did you see that recent picture of him? Like he was on vacation somewhere and he had a photo with his ex-wife. He's fucking ripped.
Is he?
Still, yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah, like he can fucking plow me any day. Who was in it?
That's pretty much it. No one else gives a shit. No, Bernie Safdie, the director, the Safdie brothers.
Yeah.
He plays John Wax.
Was in Maya Rudolph too. She's briefly in it.
Maya Rudolph's in it. Did you notice? Oh my god! Now I fucking forgot his name. Shit.
Doesn't matter.
He's in Step Brothers.
Yeah, John C. Reilly as Frankenstein.
Yeah,
I saw that. I heard his voice. Yeah, you can't distinguish not hear his voice. So when I first started this movie, my first thought was this movie is too long. Just seeing the time that you see it on.
What is it? 2:12?
Something like that. A little over 2 hours. It was like.
I mean, that's fucking short for him if you think about it.
So let me ask you
It's like There Will Be Blood's like 2 hours and 45 minutes, something like that.
This first question, which I think you might know what I'm going to ask you.
What
was this movie about? What was the overall plot?
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're looking at a movie like this and looking for plot, there's not that.
Which is a problem to me because you would think a general rule of movie making, you have a plot. The story in this was just, I guess, love. Yeah. Like young adolescent love. I get it.
Coming
like
of age, all that shit.
Right. But like,
wait, do you not like any movies that don't have plots? Like you don't love like Dazed and Confused and shit like that?
Did not.
I don't know. I just going with like Richard Linklater stuff, like Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, shit like that.
So those, I actually thought those were great for what they were with Ethan Hawke and everything. Those are fine, but like this kind of movie, I just felt like even you said Dazed and Confused, another example, like young teen angst. Yeah. Where like,
I mean, Paul even said himself, like big influences on these are American Graffiti and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Like it's just kids living their lives. There's not really a plot. There's not a fucking bank that needs to be robbed or a fucking
20 minutes into this movie. I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
Like where is this gonna go? And then there's 5 different stories in this. Like the entrepreneur, I appreciate his hustle. Yeah. That fucking kid, actor.
It's funny.
Waterbed entrepreneur. What else did he had the pinball
wizard, aspiring pinball wizard.
Then he was a filmmaker. He was like shooting fucking things.
Just getting paid to make commercials. And everything. Yeah.
And so the waitress was his mom, and right.
Waitress
from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah. That
was his mom, correct?
Yes, correct.
So, I mean, where is she in all this? Like,
well, you got to think it's like a different time
I guess.
Right.
Like, you and I growing up is a lot different than what it is now.
Yeah.
And, like, we are outside probably every day.
You'd have, like,
playing.
my nephew who can't, be by himself for, like, 12 seconds, even though he's fucking 14 years
13?
old or
Yeah.
whatever,
Well, it's
Where I
hard.
was, running the streets.
Mm-hmm. Turning tricks.
The mean streets.
Yeah, the
you know,
mean streets of...
Cutting.
Yeah.
Fucking. Sucking.
Mostly sucking and getting fucked. No, I would agree. Like, when we were growing up, like, I was outside, like, every day.
Yeah.
I was at the park playing on stuff. I was playing sports. And then I see kids nowadays that the most exercise they get a day is from their fingers as they're on their tablet or on their computer.
Oh,
I have nothing against being on the tablet or computers or stuff like that, but I would say at a minimum, like, go out fucking inside. I don't have kids, but I would think that when I have them, if I ever do, that it would be like, hey, you kids are going outside. You're going to go play. You're going to go do this. Like, I'm going to sign you up for sports. So I'm going to do this kind of shit. Because and again, times are different. Unfortunately, they've always been there, pedophiles and just those creepos out there that are just preying on kids. But when we were growing up, I was scraping my leg every day and playing tag and ding dong ditching and throwing knives at stuff, mostly small animals, feral, of course. But it's just different. You're right, but still, there is no fucking plot in this movie.
There is not.
It's not. Now, that doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy it though.
It sounds like you didn't.
Well, no, that's the main thing though. Like, to me, as I said a little bit ago, movies should have a plot, a true, like, hey, Dumb and Dumber, prime example. It's an adventure movie because they're going from point A to point B. They're trying to bring something to somebody, but there's an overall plot. They're trying to do this. They're trying to accomplish something. In this, I guess the accomplishment is just realizing that they're in love with each other. Like, they're very toxic relationship, I might add. Constantly making each other, like, jealous, trying to, like, rub it in each other's face. Like, okay, guys, like, calm the fuck down. But it's still, there wasn't that underlining, like, here's what we're trying to actually fucking do. But I did enjoy it, though.
Right.
Like, visually, I liked it. I said this to you earlier. It reminded me of Punch Drunk Love a little bit with some of the colors, with how even their relationship was. And I'm done with the movie. Yeah, that's all I got to say. So
Yeah, I wouldn't put it... I mean, feel-wise, I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Their relationship-wise, I would not put it in the same category as Punch Drunk Love.
Not in a sense of, like, it's toxic like that, because Punch Drunk Love was a very unique love story in a sense, because he's a very angry individual, while she was very soft. But it was very cute when she tried to be a little, like dirty and stuff, and so it was fun. That's not her, but in this movie, again, they're just going back at each.
This one's very different. This is like, it's fun. It's kind of just both ends of the spectrum, right? So it's very young love. Well, she's not that young in the movie.
Well, how is she supposed to be? Because I remember she said 25 at one point, but she's what, 18?
No, she's like 25.
And this kid's
old.
15?
She's 15.
Oh, so that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
How did you not know that?
Oh no, because I know she said 25, but I thought at the beginning, because that was her job doing that thing or whatever. Like, I thought she said 18, and so I was like, okay, 15 to 18, that's understandable. Well, not necessarily understandable. It's just like, okay, like that's okay, like that's not a big gap.
Right.
But like, especially if it's, I mean, if you look at it nowadays, that's still frowned upon. But I'm just saying, like, it's tolerable. But 25 to 15. That's rough, especially if it was the other way around. It was she's the younger one and he would be the older one. That's very creepazoid. But yeah,
so he was inspired. He was walking outside of like a middle school, and he said he saw a young student, like, just hitting on the girl. Mm-hmm. Actually, a lot of the movie is just his like experiences, or his experience of it, like his friend. Oh, what was his friend's name? I forgot his friend's name.
Mark.
No,
that was Mark
Gary
was the brother.
Goetzman, another child actor, but a lot of stuff just based on his life.
The Lance character, I always forget his name. I fucking love that guy.
That guy. Oh yeah.
I cannot. Anytime I see him, like, this fucking goob, like
Skylar.
Yeah.
Gasando.
He's so fucking good.
He's so good.
Yeah, he plays the perfect fucking wiener. Like, it's just great.
It's like wiener, but super confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even this movie, like, so
I'm like, ooh, that's something I can aspire to be.
Imagine going to that dinner and they're like, hey, you get to cut this. He's like, oh yeah, I'm atheist. Like, just to fucking say
the balls
that.
to do, yeah.
Yeah, just to do that, and like, nah, I can't.
Well, I only remember him from Booksmart. What do you remember him from? Oh, that's what you're thinking of.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
and even that movie, kind of not similar, but well, yes, because he had the confidence in Booksmart. But oh god, that movie's so fucking.
I mean, Booksmart, he's a little more
douchey, because he's like, he has the money and stuff like that. But
But definitely that same, especially in his early scenes in this movie, like it's just super confident.
that's the only time he was in the movie.
Well, yeah. But I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. But no, anytime I see him though, I'm just like, this fucking guy. I always forget his name, but I always think
Like you just want to like smile, shake your head when you see his face.
yeah, because he'll say something so like just outlandish, but yet so confidently. It's like, you motherfucker. I see it.
So the issue with movies like this, and like all, Days Confused, whatever, it really depends on the characters. Because if there's no plot, which there is not,
Correct.
and you hate the characters, then you're in big fucking trouble. Because then what the fuck are you doing there?
Well, really.
So if you love the characters or love the performances, then the movie works. But I mean, you're resting your entire movie on 2 debut film actors to carry your 2.5-hour movie. That's a pretty bold choice.
I think Hoffman did pretty good. I think Alana, there was a few times where I was a little taken away by her.
Yeah. A little bit, yeah.
But I think Hoffman did pretty solid the whole time.
Because that beginning section, that's like a bravado performance right there. Like talking her up like that. Mm-hmm. Like that's pretty good.
Even that fucking stewardess, she's ready to fuck him.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
When she was like, "Are you an actor?" He's like, "Yeah." She kind of gives him that long look. I was like, I'm pretty sure if he would have said I'm going to the bathroom, he's getting his dick sucked. Like
is that all you have to do? Just ask them their name and tell them you love that name?
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that name.
What's your name?
It's so
Ruth.
beautiful.
Oh, I love that name.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Bertha.
Name.
Oh, Bertha. Wow. It's my mom.
Gertrude. Oh God. Is that a family name? Yeah, it's my dead grandmother's. Okay. Well, listen here, Gertie. Can I call you Gertie? No, you may not. Okay. Sorry.
You can call me Gerd. They sound like,
sorry, Gord? No, Gerd. Oh, sorry.
You want me to gourd you?
I was thinking like a pumpkin or what.
Okay, yeah, sure, that too. So there's something that within the first fucking 3 minutes, a question that I was pondering is, why are you not supposed to ask a woman her age? Right. It's just supposed to be what? It's not polite.
Right.
But then it's okay to ask a guy's a guy's age, right? So then, like this was on the radio.
It's just the standard that in the society that we've come to.
Do you think
adopt.
That's still to this day something that you don't ask a woman?
It's kind of. I mean, it's just. It's like a familiar something that you would only ask, or someone would have to like tell you or something like that.
Sure.
Like it's not anyone's business.
So you just got to ask where they were during 9/11.
Yeah.
You just get that one. I was in 6th grade. Got it. So like, okay, they're that me really, it's like blue screen. Okay, just
I can't even get
Mike's trying to do a joke, but he keeps cracking himself up.
It's like the factory in your mind, like slowly grinding to a halt.
They pull the steam. All right,
they
shifts
hit
over.
The emergency brake.
Shifts over, guys.
We got something stuck again in Station 3.
Is it Matt?
Get Tony. He's on his lunch.
They just get a stick and just poking my fucking brain.
Get fucking brooms.
Poking my fucking noodles. So this was
what the fuck were we saying?
I was asking a woman's age.
Right. So it's like the age thing or weight or something like that. I don't know.
Well, okay, let me ask you this.
That.
So this is on the radio. Frosty Heading Frank. I don't typically listen to radio. I usually have my phone, but this day I just didn't. So they're debating that if it's okay for a woman to say, I'm not going to date a guy under 6 foot. Like, so that's a question they'll ask, like, how tall are you?
Right.
Do you think it's...
Big Tinder thing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think it's okay for a guy to ask how much they weigh?
I mean, I don't know, because I don't think either of them are...
I don't think either of them is a good... Like, ultimately, again, I'm under 6 foot, and I'm grade A choice meat right here. So... What do you say? That looks like some... Julia Gulia. That's funny. But
why is that funny?
I don't know. So
we can't get girls like that anymore. We're too old. Speak for yourself.
Last week,
10 years ago, maybe. Just last week.
Wedding singer. Okay, wedding singer.
That hot, hotter, and younger, or something like that. I don't know how.
I don't know if that was like verbatim. Yeah. He's gone completely mad.
Man, how do you do it?
All the benefits. So anyway, I don't think either of those things are.
I got the girls. I don't know if I ever showed you pins, and it's.
The girl's pin. What do you mean the girl's pin?
Al and Jack and it.
Oh, okay.
but it's John Lovett's face with the
Like,
eyes, and there's like a little piece of red like slides back and forth.
So it's like the thing. Is it like the magnet that you got me? Mine's of Chris Farley, and theirs is that, or is this?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a pen. Is it a magnet?
It's a
Might
magnet.
have been a magnet.
It's
Okay.
a magnet. Yeah. So good thing I have a fridge.
Right.
So I don't think any of those questions are good things to ask. Like, because ultimately it's the bond you have with somebody, whether they're over 6 foot, under 6 foot, shouldn't really matter. But I do understand obviously people have their preferences, but like height, I don't think that's should be a deterrent.
So here's the thing: like anyone's allowed to have any parameters they want in their in their partner.
Oh, I thought it was just
It's free country, man.
yeah. I really fast.
Don't tread on me, flag. Just
have
flap
you
it.
seen? Have you
You know the
seen
one I have
those-
on my bumper on
Yeah.
that stick? That
Yeah, it says Trump
It says Trump
2024.
20.
Or is it 2024? 20 is it? Yeah, it's 24. Okay, so have you seen our Nice Guys, Reddit Nice Guys? Have you been on that subreddit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like some of those are just hard cringes.
It's hard.
Like their Tinder profiles, and it's like you can't have kids, you can't have tattoos, you got to do everything I say, you got to be a virgin, you got to do this, and then maybe
I want a woman to be a woman.
Yeah, and then you see the guy, and he's like some fuck face, like
neckbeard motherfucker.
yeah, and like, who are you to make these kind of demands? But okay, I guess you're this alpha, right? All these other guys are such betas, bro. Like you can't keep up with me. So anyway,
So also that age thing seems kind of like something from like a bygone era. Which makes sense because it's like
that's not something that I don't think should matter anymore.
And then especially too, like if a girl is young, which is Alana is young, like it doesn't. It
is
has
25 considered young though?
Yeah, it's still young to me.
Well, we're in our mid 30s.
But that's the thing too. Like that's more of a question for like if we're gonna go with the trope, it's like a 40-something-year-old woman.
So Leo wouldn't date this woman because she's too old already.
Yeah. When the girls fill out their application to date Leonardo DiCaprio, that's literally the first question that they ask.
Are you over 25?
Not over, like how long till your 25th birthday? Like how many days do we have?
Yeah. How much time do I have to plow you?
Yeah.
And then once your 25th birthday,
how many beaches can I get? In the next
before I change
900
the locks,
days.
Before I change the locks, and then I go wrestle another bear.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking Leo. I mean, what's eating him? So that photographer, when he smacked her butt too, I was like, oh, the age of just not knowing what sexual harassment really fucking is. But I'm not saying that in a good way. Like, oh, if you're gonna only bring those days back, but what else I have? In the 70s, did they not have braces? Walking. Okay, so there is a scene at the beginning of the movie where they were walking down the street. It was after their first date, and everything was lit, and it kind of threw me off a little bit. It's like because they're walking underneath like a light post, but then even after they passed the light post, it was still very bright facing them when the light should be coming from above, and so it just kind of threw me off in a sense.
Are there mobile lights?
Oh, 100%. They could be on a rig. On that rig, just have like lights on it and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, lighting like big role in this movie. Is it just me or
I'd say so. A lot of his movies.
Well, because he said they shot in 35 with old lenses too.
Okay.
But like those daytime scenes are so fucking bright. Like he loves that light from behind. Like that's.
He likes running shots.
It's hard to like. I was watching on the big TV, so it's like it hurts your eyes almost a little bit, because it's so bright. It's slow. It's blown out, I guess you would say, right?
Blown out, yeah. It's overexposed. Yeah, it's too hot.
Right? Like some of those scenes,
the outside scenes, yes. And I do like though thinking about it when Gary was supposed to be filming Wax, that he was out of focus a little bit on the camera.
Oh, was he?
When they were recording, like he was just slightly
it's so
out of
far
focus.
too, right?
Well, no, when they did the outside stuff, that was in focus. When they were doing that interview inside that house, he was out of focus. That's when he's buying the pinball machines or whatever. But okay, so no plot in this movie. I still liked it. I believe you liked it. Mm-hmm. Would you say that? Okay.
It's very, very interesting. Yeah, it's weird.
It's definitely a coming of age.
It's meandering, and it's just you're kind of just supposed to like go be on the ride with these two people as they weave in and out of each other's.
Would you say it was mostly Gary was the main character?
I think they both are.
I don't know.
Pretty evenly.
I would say it's relatively even, but I think Gary still has more of the I guess you could say plot to what the movie is. Not that Alana didn't. She was definitely involved in a lot more meaningful things, I guess. He was just that like.
Well, that's kind of her. Like she's has like a thing with her sisters. Like she's like the underachiever.
Yeah.
At least she thinks so, right?
Well, yeah, 25.
She's
taking
trying to-
photos.
yeah.
The one sister's like going to be a doctor and does everything with her parents. And
She's just real estate, right?
I do like when she said, "Oh, fuck off, Danielle," like when they're smoking cigarette. That the way she said it, oh, that's pretty good.
That's very Adam Sandler, Punch Drunk Lovey.
Yeah,
like just the
immediate anger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seething rage right underneath the surface.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I can't prove it, but our bathroom is.
Please don't do this to me. I'll pay for it. Get the fuck out.
Or even
Oh my
later
God, it's been
with
so
Philip
long.
Seymour Hoffman, like, get out of here, you fucking perv. I warned you. Okay, truce.
What did I say?
Yeah, truce.
So that's that. That's that.
Yeah. Philip Seymour Hoffman, I still admire the man, even though it was a fake scene. He got to have a scene with Marissa Tomei, like
For the devil knows you're
yeah,
dead, right?
like just smushing her, and she is still so foxy,
So gorgeous.
like even
She even looks good with like the hair parted down. Actually, her haircut as
Aunt May.
Aunt May
Yeah,
looks like it would fit in 1973 in this movie with the big circle glasses.
yeah.
Like, oh my God, is that the hottest you've ever looked while trying not to be? Like, what is
Whether
happening?
she's in My Cousin Vinny, where she's quite pale actually, but like she still looked good then. Even Winona Ryder still looks very good for her age. She's a little loopy now, but like she looks good. But Marissa Tomei, fuck. But Philip Seymour Hoffman, like that guy, yeah. I mean, he demanded like a presence.
accolades and Oscars, whatever.
Yeah, like
That scene, my man.
Yeah, in that one Punch Drunk Love. Yeah, no, like I mean, what was the one? Master. He was great. What was the one with Meryl Streep? He was like a pastor or like a
Oh my God.
and it was like there was like
Yeah. It has like a single word. Pride. No. Guilt.
something along that line. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. I'll look it up.
And but like that guy, he can do comedy. He was able to do drama. He did
So fucking
action.
funny.
Versatile. Like yeah, like it was Mission Impossible. He was great in as the villain. Like fuck. Anyway, so the waitress, like I said, from It's Always Sunny is in it. What's up with what's his face doing that fucking Japanese voice? I was like, this can't be real. And then you find out later he can't even speak
John Michael
Japanese.
Higgins, yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? I remember laughing at that. But she's like, just the voice that he would do as if he's talking to his
Doubt.
Japanese wife. Okay, doubt. Talking to his Japanese wife, but he's saying it in English. They respond in Japanese and he would respond as if he understood it. But then later you find out, I don't know, I don't speak Japanese. And I was cackling.
Yeah,
Like, that's ridiculous.
Way out there.
Yeah, it is.
But that's like what I'm saying. Like they're just living their lives, and these are just the insane characters like weaving in and out of their
Right.
story. Like it's interesting. It's funny. From him to Sean Penn to
Bradley
Cooper.
Cooper.
Like they're all just, and then them just trying to navigate the world. And,
Right. And I mean, do you think there was, not to say cameos, but do you think there's too many big, like I get Bradley Cooper, Sean Penn? Like, was there too much?
It feels really like, and it's kind of what Paul had said. Like it's a family and friends kind of movie. So he just uses everybody that he had. Like his kids are, I think some of those kids, like when they're doing that PR tour and they're doing the singing and dancing. Maya, his wife, is in the movie.
I know he's married to Maya Rudolph.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they're married. It's one of those things.
Okay, like Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Rachel. Not Rachel. Yeah. Well, wait. Where Rachel Weisz? Okay, got it. I was thinking McAdams.
John C. again. Like everyone.
Not even
anyone and everyone.
I don't even think he was credited.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I
like
think yeah.
But it was like, hey, I can't do it. That sounds like fucking Bobcat Goldthwait. But you guys shouldn't.
You know
be
who does
you
a
guys-
good one? That Ross. Oh my God, what is his name? He was in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
that guy does-
He does Arnold. Yeah, he's done a lot. I've seen some of his stuff. There's, what's the fuck his name? He was in. Did you ever see the Arnold movie, the Sixth Day?
Of course.
Wait,
the
is that-
clones, right?
No, I'm sorry, not that one. What's the one where he's like the Antichrist?
End of Days.
End of Days. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's the guy
He's
in
not
there.
the Antichrist.
No,
He's
no, no.
fighting the
Well,
devil,
whatever it
bro.
is, whatever it is. But like, there's the guy in there that
Dare ya.
he does very good impressions too. He always has like a goatee. He's an older actor. Fuck, I remember his name.
Titus Welliver?
No, that's definitely not his name. But I know he was on a Comedy Central roast recently too, but he's known for his impressions.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
There's a guy I'm picturing. I don't know his name though.
Okay, that's okay. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
So I say also a lot. Do you like Salisbury steak?
I don't even know if I've ever had it. Maybe once or twice.
So I've had a TV dinner Salisbury steak, so not like a legit one, but I can tell you.
Are there even legit
Gross.
ones? I always
Oh.
just think of them as TV dinners.
There's absolutely. I've seen them on menus, and I'm disgusted by them. Because
Yeah, but once again, it's one of like this is from a bygone era. Like that's shit. Like nobody eats that shit anymore.
Well, to be fair to that, Salisbury steak to me is even kind of confusing, right? Because isn't it just ground beef, but then is it fried? Isn't there like breading on top of it? Actually, let me look this up. Okay. Salisbury steak is a dish originating in the United States and made from a blend of ground beef and other ingredients and usually served with gravy or brown sauce. It is a version of hamburger steak. That doesn't tell me anything. That tells me like nothing, but that does not look good. Now, if it's just a burger patty that you're eating with gravy, I'm down for that because get a Moco Loco with some rice in that bitch. Like, done.
We should have went there today.
Yeah, you're right.
It was too late, though.
You're an idiot. No, you're right. And we were fucking starving.
Yeah.
So, Salisbury steak, though, is disgusting to me. I have had it like a regular item, not just a TV dinner, and but it's not. What was the movie again? You said End of Days?
End of Days, yes.
So the guy's name is
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah. You know, there's a good Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, oddly enough, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Kevin Pollak.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Pollak.
You said goatee.
He has a go motherfucking tee.
Maybe. He literally never has that.
Get the fuck out of the photo that I just saw of him.
In that fucking
He has
movie?
a goatee. Let me just bring this back up really fast.
I would never. I mean,
And
yes, he has one, but yes.
I guess this could be. Yeah, see, it's kind of a beard-like too, but let me see.
You do not think of goatee when you think of Kevin Pollak. Get the fuck out of here. Like Nick Offerman and mustache. Okay, yes, I'll hand you that.
Kind of like that. It's so sort of beardy. Yeah. Anyway.
He does. Yeah, he does a lot of pressure.
Okay. So, what notes do you have about this movie?
Nah, me. We kind of just went over them. I didn't have that many, just as I was watched it with my parents, so I wasn't really taking any diligent notes.
Okay,
I haven't
sure.
gone back to do it. But he had said like American Graffiti and Fast Times at Ridgemont High influences. I got real
Horny.
You might not know this. Always.
Always
When old ass bronze,
old wrinkly bronze
Sean Penn's
Penn,
on there.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Jumping fucking fires.
So specifically of that, when they go outside and he's doing the motorcycle jump stuff like that, got real like old like. There's this movie 8.5 by Federico Fellini, an old Italian movie, like real surreal. It has to do with movies too.
Like, I get it. You're cultured. You see
I'm just saying, this is the shit that
you've been to New York
it
once.
makes.
You've been to Little Italy.
I worked with an Italian guy for 10 minutes till he got deported. So I think I know. No.
Yeah, I think you know a lot more Italian than I do. Go ahead.
So I got real those kind of vibes from that movie, or from that scene.
Okay.
The
I kind of got like
the kind of heisty, not heisty stuff, but like the truck stuff at the end where they're running away from.
that was amazing. My note is like this truck stunt is if this was real.
She did it.
She really did it.
Yeah.
She did not go down that
She learned
hill.
to drive a truck. That's what I read, bro.
Okay, is it IMDb?
I don't know.
Okay, well then it's a lie. If it's not on the internet, it's not. It has to be real. It has to be true.
Got real like just end of Boogie Night vibes when they're trying to do the steal from the.
No Dirk Diggler whipping his dick out.
Yeah, not enough dick in this movie, guys.
Yeah, not enough Dirk in the movie.
Yeah,
Not
not enough Dirk, not enough dick.
Yeah, Dirk's dick.
But like the end of Boogie Nights where they're trying to swindle the drug dealer.
Yeah.
Like that's I got just kind of crazy vibes out of it.
Yeah.
Remind me of that.
Bradley Cooper's character, I was genuinely enjoying his thing.
Yeah.
His shtick of like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and you're like, just the serious tone of it, but yet it still kind of sounded like he's.
It's a real guy he's playing.
Right,
I don't think he's really like that. But
you never know.
You never know.
Yeah, because he's married to Barbara Streisand, but Barbara Streisand. Okay. So his character, though, I greatly enjoyed because I was like, this guy is over the top. The white he's wearing, showing the chest pubes, the gold chain, the hair. If that was his beard, that is solid. I don't think it was, but that was a solid beard.
What kind of beard did he have in Star is Born?
I never saw that movie.
That's a good movie.
You've told me that, and here's the thing: I like Lady Gaga, but I've not seen the Gucci, House of Gucci. I didn't watch her in American Horror Story. I haven't really seen her in anything, but I do like her a lot, like singing wise, and
kind of sounds like you don't because you don't know it.
Just because I don't,
I've never listened to her an album.
I truly have not, but I've heard songs, of course. But like knowing her outside of it, because I saw a little bit of her documentary too.
Oh yeah,
like of just the person that she is. She seems very genuine. And I don't see why she wouldn't be like a cool person. She's like our age.
Yeah.
So I I mean, we could talk about like Fraggle Rock and Eureka's Castle and Doug and all
Where
that
the world is Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, Ghost Rider.
Magic School Bus.
Yeah, fucking Rocko's
Reading
Modern
Rainbow.
Life. Yeah. Well, Reading Rainbow came out a little bit after I was just old enough, right on that cusp.
Really?
Yeah. And just Power Rangers. I could talk about Power Rangers.
Yeah.
VR Troopers. That was after
Animaniacs. Hysteria.
Pinky
and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain.
Simpsons, of course.
Oh yeah. Shit. You know what I always forget is that Futurama came out in 1999.
They're old.
They
South
are.
Park is fucking old. Family Guy is fucking old. It's just The Simpsons is 7 years older than them.
Yeah.
But it's not that.
Oh, I don't know about
older
even
than.
7 because I thought Simpsons came out in 88.
Very first episode was December 17th, 1989.
Okay, so 1989. So I was.
But it really did start.
I was roughly 3 at that time. So Family Guy started in like late 90s, like around the time Futurama did.
I mean, I want to say it's like in like 98 or something like that.
So again, Simpsons has nearly almost 40 years that's been out. And while you have Family Guy that's well over 20, Simpsons
Oh my God, that makes me sad because
Yeah.
I'm almost. That's old.
Yeah, you're closer to 40 than I am. Not much. I mean, obviously our lives we peaked in our mid 20s. I mean,
I'm supposed to have a peak? Where the fuck was I?
It was Blockbuster days. That was
is that what it
when
was?
we peaked. Yeah. I didn't peak athletically because I'm still there. I do believe my plantar fasciitis might say otherwise, but I am still grade A, top choice.
Once I get that call from the
once LeBron
the
calls
lake.
me, he's like, "Look, man, we saw your mixtape. Yeah, we're ready to bring you in here. We're
It would
ready to
be
do
fucking.
this."
First off, it'd be fucking Ice Cube calling you for the practice squad on Big 3.
That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Hey, man, we're going to team up with Big Baby Davis. We'll get you out here with Nate Robinson and Richardson. What the fuck's his first name? Fuck. He was with Phoenix. I mean, you know what I think about, to break this real quick? Richardson, it was when he was with Phoenix Suns, and he was playing against, I think it was LeBron. I don't know if it was for near the playoffs many years ago, like 10 years ago. But Phoenix was up, and with only like a minute left, and he went for a breakaway. And as LeBron is well known for the chase down blocks, Richardson went up to do like a 360 windmill dunk, and he was doing that, and LeBron blocked it clean. And he was like, "Whoa," like as if he got fouled, but it was so clean. Like he did the 360 right, and the ball was coming up. LeBron swatted it away, and I cheered. Now at that time I didn't like LeBron because he was. I don't know. I think the longest time I didn't like LeBron.
Hater?
I'm definitely a hater. The longest time I didn't like him was because he made that decision to go to Miami. But hey, he wants to get some ring. He was essentially a ring chaser too, but then he did it on his own with Cleveland, with Kyrie, of course. Then he did it with the Lakers. So I wouldn't see it. Now Kevin Durant, that motherfucker is, I don't have the people around. I'm out of here. I want to go to a team that already has shit set up. That's why he's considering even going back to Golden State if they would trade him. But I don't think they're going to now. I think Brooklyn's going to keep him and Kyrie. But not to talk about basketball anymore, because we need to continue to talk about this movie.
What kind of episode would it be without some hot ball talk?
Dude, hot ball talk, talking about getting plowed by a dude, talking about somehow genitals in any which shape or form. So, do you think, were you a fan of I Love Lucy?
Yeah, of course.
So good. Like, obviously that was her. They called her, I didn't trigger initially when they kept calling her Lucy and stuff like that. I thought to myself, oh, she looks like Lucille Ball, but I didn't think about it until they actually did the show part where she was talking, and then she was like, yeah, like I forgot what she'd said, and I was like, oh, that is supposed to be Lucille Ball, but I fucking love I Love Lucy. Like watching old episodes, like they were way ahead of their time with those jokes. Now, granted, from what I understand, Desi Arnaz, huge alcoholic, like frighteningly, and they didn't have a good relationship. But I Love Lucy, phenomenal show. But you would concur, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I concur. Do you think child actors are? Do you think children should be acting?
I mean, you need them.
Do you?
In movies?
Why?
I mean, because then you're wearing a fucking Stranger Things T-shirt as we speak. That's why.
But what I'm saying is, like, you look at the girl McCready that came from like iCarly and all that stuff. Like you've heard many stories, like the Coreys.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the problem isn't the children acting.
True, that's very valid.
The mechanisms around them that allow for abuse and exploitation.
Yeah, and the creeps around them.
And the fucking creeps. That's the issue. And it's the not careful watching over them,
By the
we end
parents.
up with fucking Drew Barrymore at fucking Studio 54 when she's like
doing
9 years
fucking
old.
Cocaine.
You know, that's easy. I think I will try some of that cocaine.
It's irrelevant because John C. Reilly was in this movie.
He was in this movie.
Yeah, so
Fuck you guys are not like it.
So, I mean, when it comes to child actors, though, it just kind of makes me a little sad sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Well, it's just like if it's not child actors and the stage moms, it's the kids playing softball and the fucking parents just duking it out in the stands because, you know, their kid got hit by a pitch or whatever.
Or not even that. Like, why didn't you swing? Like, just pushing them.
Or yelling at the coach for taking their kid out.
Yeah. And they're trying to
You're
live.
a fucking dead man,
trying
Gary.
to live through their kid because they you know, they weren't able to pursue these potential things too.
Did you ever see, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, where they did like a Dance Moms parody, but it was Tom Hanks as the dance mom?
No.
It was so fucking good. Like there's like where like the kids like try to do the dance, and he looks over, he's like, "Earn this."
I truly like Tom Hanks. I would fucking die if something came out that he was this huge piece of shit. Like if he was like a creep.
It would happen already.
Correct.
It would have already
like,
come out. Like,
But he seems like
or maybe it would. I don't know.
he could be paying people off, him and Rita. But like, he's just such a genuine.
Did you listen to that podcast I sent you yet?
No.
Okay.
I will.
It sucks.
It's a Spotify, right? So
I don't know what platform you use. That's what I
it's
just sent
Spotify.
on that.
Yeah, I know you have like everything. Yeah. You have your Apple, you have your Amazon, and you have Spotify.
Sure.
What streaming service do you not have? Paramount?
Well, no, I don't pay. I just do free. The only one I
Amazon.
use the Apple one because it's just
tied into your phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird flex for an iPhone.
And then like Amazon, I don't pay for the Amazon Unlimited.
Okay.
I used to, but I don't now.
So when you listen on Spotify, like is there commercials?
I don't use Spotify that often.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's like commercials, and then everything's shuffled. Like you can't like listen through an album.
Yeah. I get that. Like that, I think that's the main thing, right?
Why I don't use it.
You can like you can listen to a song, but then the next song is something completely
different. Yeah. So like I use the Apple one because I get it free through my phone, whatever.
Sure. The recurring note that I have on here, which I've already brought up, is what is this movie about? What about Quick Draw McGraw? But then she said Krav Maga. Like, yeah, I learned Krav Maga. And she said, "Oh, what is Quick Draw McGraw?" And that was the cartoon, right? That was like it was like a horse or something.
Oh, I don't remember.
I believe it was. But that was before my time. But I think it was still something that would be on like Cartoon Network or the WB or something like that. So my note here says Sean Penn. What the fuck? Like not knowing that he was in it.
That whole thing is surreal. Like it's almost hard to follow.
Like, well, so she was auditioning. And then he invited her out to go get some dinner. Right. But was she drunk? Because she seemed a little bit swooned.
A little bit, I think so, yeah.
But then also trying to be like...
She was laying it on thick.
Yeah, for Gary being there. But like, so he's what, a casting director?
Or he's an actor.
Okay. And he's
a famous actor.
Was he actually portraying a real person or a parody of somebody?
He was based on... Oh, I wrote it down here.
Okay.
So his name is Jack Holden in the movie, and he's kind of based on William Holden. He would be in. Do you ever see Sunset Boulevard with Gloria Swanson?
I was hoping you were going to say Gloria Estefan. No, I have not.
But yeah, he's in a bunch of movies, Network and shit like that. So.
Well, see, my next note doesn't make sense now because I thought she was supposed to be portraying somebody 18, but I put Sean Penn's got to be in his at least late 60s or like something like that, and she's 18. But again, no, she's 25. That's still creepy, but like.
Yeah, but that's actors. Like that's not.
Oh, I know. Like, I mean, Zach Braff, 40-something, dating Pugh, who's early 20s, mid 20s. They're not together anymore, from what I read. But either way, yeah, that's definitely Hollywood. Have you ever ran in jeans?
Ran in jeans? Not specifically, or to the point where I would like remember going, "Why the fuck am I running in these jeans?"
Yeah. Because when they were running in jeans or he was running in his suit, I was like, he's got to be so hot and sweaty. But
and it's the San Fernando Valley, like
gross.
No, thank you.
Whoever lives in the valley, sorry.
Stop it.
It's got to be over 100 and something degrees.
Oh, it's 100 degrees over here, so it's got to be 110 over there.
So do you think, did I tell you that time when I ran a mile when I was wearing my jean shorts?
You seem to do a lot of stupid shit while you're running.
So, yeah, running with swords and also scissors. I don't know.
A valley full of tortas?
Yeah. That's a good story, though. So, when I was younger, you knew that I didn't wear underwear, right? Like I would not wear undies. But if I was skateboarding, I would. But if I was just like regular day, dick's hanging, like shit's flowing around. So maybe that's why I'm shooting blanks. But no, I'm kidding. So I think it was a day that I was supposed to skate for like most of the day, like with my friends Vlad and Chase. But then something happened we didn't. And so I just wanted to exercise. And so I was like, I'm just going to run a fucking mile. And I was by my old elementary school with their track. And so I had already changed. So I was wearing boxers and I wasn't. I was like, whatever, I'll be fine. And I was wearing cut-off jeans that I made. So they were pants, cut them off. And I just went and ran it. Everything's fine. I ran the mile, probably ran it in under like 7 minutes. And maybe 6.
Right.
First and foremost, you've challenged me before. I'm telling you, I can run a mile under 10 minutes. I can run a mile probably under 8 still.
No
like,
fucking way you can now.
Why do you think that I cannot do that?
Because I fucking ran with you
10
how long ago, years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
And you could barely do that then. But
that's not factual. So there's a time even my dad challenged me, right? My dad, who's bigger than me, he's taller
You're
than me.
almost fucking 40 years old, motherfucker.
Yes, I understand that. But this age, okay, just let me hear me out. So
First off, you're not supposed to ask me my age. Secondly,
yeah, you're not supposed to assume my age or my gender. But I'm certain I can run under 10 minutes. I can run.
Maybe you can. I'm not going to stop rolling my eyes though until I see it.
Well, okay, here's the story.
And I don't care that enough to know.
Challenge you, bro.
I'm going to challenge you.
So I ran the mile, and the challenge of this is that the new satellite that's going up instead of Challenger. It's so that was a bad joke.
No, that's the submarine, the Challenger. That's Challenger Deep.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So I ran that mile, and then when I got
no
back
underwear,
no underwear,
cut off shorts, pants.
So generally, what happens when you're
mile.
running, right? There's friction.
Mm-hmm.
So I got home.
What does friction create again? Not good vibes.
I would say
Heat.
Yeah, redness, swollen,
chafing,
lots of
chafing.
So I got home and I went to shower, and it was just my whole crotch was just red, inflamed. I'm like, well, it's not normally that color. Usually it's very dark. So I took a shower, and that water touching it, I was like just excruciating.
Hot water?
Pain. Well, I used just room temp, like
Okay.
but even that, I was like, oh my god. So I tried to use cold water without anything touching it. I had to like dab dry, and even then I couldn't use my towel because it was too rough. So I had to use like my silk shirts. I don't have silk shirts, but it was the worst. One of the worst things I've experienced.
How long did it last?
For almost a week.
Oh my
Like
god!
the pain was there for about a couple of days, but then the redness and the swelling and stuff, like for the rest of the week. Now the other story Mike talked about eating tortas.
Wait, you didn't have any like Gold Bond or any powder or anything to
Remember
put it
how
on?
we talked about? I've never used powder on there. Like
yeah,
to,
but
for
whose
the
house
chicken.
were you living in?
This is when I was living in Huntington Beach.
No, there was not any powder to be seen anywhere.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well you should have went out and buy some.
That's the thing. So obviously you were my friend at that time, but like I didn't.
I was.
Yeah,
I
100%.
remember you walking funny for a week, but
No, at that time we didn't see each other that much because I lived in Huntington. You lived in La Habra, like you weren't driving down that much.
Yeah.
And this was a little around that time I blew out my ankle too, so I just couldn't really do anything anyway.
Which fucking time?
This was before I blew out my ankle. Then I blew it out, and then I was gone for I couldn't do anything for 8 months, skate wise and athletic wise. That's why I gained all that fucking pudge. I got my little belly because of that. So anyway, the other story that Mike told about, which me running and not good ideas. So I might have mentioned it on here. Did I remember if we mentioned it on here?
But you need
So-
to tell it right now.
Not.
So I used to run a fair amount
Okay.
in my Svelter days.
Sure.
And I ran at least 5 miles a day.
When you were a lot skinnier, you were probably my weight now, which I'm like,
that makes
I'm
sense.
like 175.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. But you're also a little taller than me,
Uh-huh.
just a smidge.
Right.
Like you're about
Like
6'3".
broader
I'm
around
about
the
6 foot.
shoulders, chiseleder face.
Yeah, chiseled. Yeah, the cleft. You know, the cleft chin.
More well-defined calves.
Right. It's not just all.
It's not just
encompassing.
black hair.
Right. Dark brown skin.
With worn out, no hair on the knees from my hours and hours spent on them.
Yeah, it's so weird how you're on that for so long.
Anyway, so I would run a lot, and then did you want to go, or might it have been one of these challenges? You're like, I can keep up with you, bro.
It was.
I was like, let's do this. Let's arm wrestle right now.
I think what it was because I knew that you were starting to work out, and I just wanted to hang out with you and
right
stuff.
now, I wasn't starting to work out. I had been doing it for a while.
Okay.
That's why.
Anyway,
that's why I ran.
I just want to hang out, and I was like, yeah. And at that time, the only exercise I was doing really was skateboarding. I wasn't really playing basketball still at that time, and so I was like, yeah, I could do what you're doing. You're running miles and you're doing weights. I got this shit.
Did little circuit, push up and
Right.
what are they called? The squat things where you get
burpees.
burpees.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, let's do it.
You invited me. You
Yeah.
told me what you're gonna do. You told me we went to Biola University,
Uh-huh.
which was near your home, and neither of us attended that school.
Nope.
We illegally got on their campus for sure.
Well, we're
So-
both atheists, so I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we're not even allowed to
Right.
step foot on
I
the
mean,
field.
I did realize that I was a lot hotter while I was there. Like my skin was tend to be tingling a lot more. So whatever.
Mind you, they had just built, or at least it seems like they just built like
They
a
did.
new
They did. Within like a year.
field,
a new track.
new track, had that
new-
real
new
like
bleachers.
synthetic grass,
Yeah.
nice squishy track.
Because it had the little
going on.
black pellets in it
Yeah,
too. Because
yeah,
it was so new.
Yeah.
It was turf.
Yeah.
But that was in the field part. But the actual track itself, beautiful, soft. Like the lines were still super clear. No marks on it. Great fucking field.
Big crosses painted onto the end zone.
Yeah. Their posts, their goal posts were actually they would extend out a little farther on the horizontal because they would make the cross. So Mike had invited me to go because I was being probably a baby about it. And so Mike, what did I do?
Well, I don't know. I think you thought you had a carbo load before.
I was just hungry.
Brandon was hungry, which he actually pretty much always is.
Yeah,
I could probably count on my hand how many times we've come to hang out. And you're like, I'm good right now, bro. I don't need to eat a thing.
I would say that's less than on one hand.
Brandon has two modes: starving, and oh my god, I'm starving.
Because I don't like to be shaky. Who wants to be shaky and headachy?
At all times.
Look, here's the thing. I still feel like my metabolism
Man,
is
this
pretty
is one of
good.
the things I fucking hate about your fucking guts.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I have like fucking 100 pounds on your dumb ass.
I don't think it's that much.
And you're fucking constantly hungry. And I starve my ass as much as I can.
I wish I had not only the patience, but also the willpower that you do to not eat, to like do intermittent fasting. Because I can't fucking do it. Like, I'm like, I got this. I'm doing this. Like, I cut the sugars. I'm like, that's a good start right there.
That's very, yeah.
But then it's like, I can't go anything more. Like, I'll try to not eat, and I get so angry that I'm just, I wake up after the blacking out, and I'm eating a Big Carl, and like two of them. Like, I have two of them smushed together, and I'm taking a bite of both of them at the same time. And
The biggest Carl?
yeah. But so, okay.
So Brandon's like, okay, well, I'll go with you, but
Yeah.
I need to eat before. I'm like,
Right.
okay.
I don't even think
whatever.
I told you I was
You didn't
getting
even tell
food.
me.
I think I came by your home with this food.
So I don't know. What do you eat? A banana? Maybe like a
yeah, you
parfait
would think a banana.
or
Yeah, a banana
something-
would be perfect for something,
something
like this.
nice,
prior.
something nice and
Potassium,
nice and potassium.
gives you a little bit of boost because of
Right.
yeah.
No, he comes with two fucking bags, just brown paper bags that are like soaking with the grease.
Yeah. Yeah.
With two fucking huge tortas
And fries.
And fries.
Two tortas and fries. and
two number twos.
and I had an orange bang. And I think I brought you an horchata. And Mike was like, "Don't eat that shit."
I'm like, do not eat that.
I'm
I got
hungry.
it.
I'm hungry. That's fine. And I devoured. It was a carne asada torta with guacamole, of course. And I ate all the fries too. And I love orange bang. The more whip, the better. And I just devoured it. And Mike's like, "You can't exercise now." I was like, "Fuck you. That's the matter with my life. I'm gonna dominate this shit." So we go to Viola and we roughly stretch a little bit. He's all right, let's do it. And I run the mile.
Yeah.
And then Mike was just a little bit behind me, but he ran the mile too. And I'm sitting there on the side like,
All right. First off, that's not true, but okay.
100%. I finished it.
No.
Yes, I did.
I know. I'm sure you finished it,
Okay.
but you did not. One, we weren't racing. And two,
I know we weren't racing. I'm just saying I
wasn't
finished
behind
before you.
Okay.
Yes, 100. Okay. You know what? They're gonna say what's wrong, what's right, and I just happen to know I'm right.
Fine.
So, I do believe I finished first, but it's not a race, but I did win. And Mike was like, "Okay, we're gonna do this now. We're gonna do weights and stuff." But I'm like, I need a minute, man. Like my stomach was not happy, and I felt really uncomfortable. And I was sitting on the bleachers again, pretty much new bleachers, like no footprints, nothing on this stuff. And I'm maybe like 3 or 4 flights up, like of whatever. And Mike starts to get the weights ready and stuff like that, and I'm just like, "Bleh." And I and I vomit, and it's like chunks of potatoes, just the French fries and stuff, and I'm throwing
all
up.
over their fucking brand new fucking bleachers.
And the beauty about it is that there's luckily those small little gaps between the metal that I was just moving my foot and pushing all my vomit in the crack of it, like just pushing it all through the hole. And Mike's disappointed. Like clearly he saw what I did, and he's like, come on. And he's giving me water to pour on it to try to like, push it through a little more.
You were out of it. You're like, fuck it. Fuck the water.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You can't just fucking leave it there.
Like, I'm just pushing it through. Let's finish this exercise. But he poured the water on it and I pushed a little more through the holes and we exercise more. Yeah. And so we start doing the weights and we're doing like whatever, going over the shoulder, like all this stuff. And they're only like maybe 5 to 10 pound weights.
Yeah.
Like
it's for like little swing.
Yeah.
Almost like before kettlebells, just kind of
correct
swinging them.
Nothing gnarly. Nothing gnarly. Just intervals. And we did that.
Did we run any bleachers?
I don't think so. Okay. You did. I didn't. Okay. Because after we did the weights, I threw up again. And
mind you, there was a fucking huge black trash can. Like,
maybe 10 feet. If that. If that. I could have easily gotten there. That's like 3 steps and I'm there.
I'm like, go in the trash can. Like, I got it. Throw it up.
Pushing it through the fucking crack more. And it's just chunky as before because the fucking potatoes. And he stopped. Mike, basically, there's other people there now. And he started just doing stuff that he didn't even know me. Like, he kept working out and stuff. And I'm sitting here dying, sweating profusely, throwing up. And he just kept working out. And then when we're done, he poured more water on the stuff. He didn't touch it himself. But he poured more water to dilute it to help. It did not. And so, I'm sure that smelled really good for those people that were there after the fact. But so that was that. There's many stories that Mike would probably have me being an idiot, like just straight up idiot. Like, I'm surprised I'm not fucking dead sometimes. Like, there's a time I was jaywalking. This is in Fountain Valley on Magnolia and Warner. No, Magnolia and Warner, right by where Boomers used to be. You don't know this area that well. But my friends and I were jaywalking, and we got to the middle where the curb is. And then I was like, oh, I forgot this. And I went to just turn around, not thinking that stepping backwards, I'm going back into the street.
Yeah.
And I did that, and a car just whoosh, like right past me. And I would say a foot away. If I would have taken one more step, that would have taken out my leg. And I would probably never play basketball again, never skateboarded again. And I'm goofy-footed, so I would have put my left down first, and my right would have been the next. And I was just like in shock for a second, like I almost just died. And there's another time my friends and I would jump off where the freeway entryway is. You know how you'll swing around to get onto the freeway? And there's that big circle area where it's generally like foliage and trees. There is these like kind of ivy plants my friends and I would just jump into. Like, fuck it. We put our skateboards to the side, just dive into it and roll down. There's one day I dove into it, and it was so high in foliage that's... Foliage. Thank you. I didn't realize till after the fact, I barely missed a sprinkler head that was broken off and just pointy, like sticking out. So when I jumped out, like, and I was rolling, it was maybe like right outside of my arms. So if I would have, dove over an extra foot over, it would just right through the middle of me. And so I was coming back up and I saw it. I was like, and then I could see my path of how I, just killed all these plants. And I was like, that was like a foot away. And I could have been fucking like slit open, my intestines all over the place and shit like that. Small intestines, not mine.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there's many instances where I'm surprised I'm not dead. Running from police. So, Anyway, back to the movie, because I was about 20 minutes of shit. So I don't have... I have other notes, but like I've kind of already touched base on it. Like, the relationship was very toxic. That truck reverse stunt was amazing.
Well, it's just young, right? Like, is it toxic?
Yes, no matter what.
But don't you have to learn those things, like, in life?
Okay,
like,
yes.
You're allowed to make mistakes, especially when you're 15. Like, come on. I mean, she's older. Okay, I get that.
Right. Which, again, I thought 18, but that's now knowing that 25, that sucks. Yeah. Like, I don't think that. At the time, sure, but still.
I was just watching a movie.
Debbie Does Dallas.
Okay.
Deep Throat.
Mm-hmm. And it was older people, though. It's like 40-somethings, 35, or maybe like around our age or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're still doing the same things. And that's when it seems toxic to me.
Sure. I get that.
Like, you've learned nothing from your relationships. Like, it's like, man, you just want to grow. Otherwise, you're just fucking just going around in circles.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. So that's where I see as toxic relationships. Like,
sure.
A 15-year-old being jealous of his crush, like, that's not toxic.
But she
that's
was
fucking
antagonizing
life.
him and doing that stuff, too. Although, when he went away with that girl in the waterbed thing, they were just making out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Just
I heard, like, the noises.
Yeah.
Like, just... I'm too good at that noise.
Yeah.
I should not have done that. But...
It was not your first rodeo.
Right. Yes, you're right, though. Like, he's young, she's young too, youngish. Like, and they shouldn't know better yet, because they haven't really experienced life as that. But at the same time...
And I'm almost like I can see like both sides of that coin. Like, sure, they get a little more complex these relationships, and stuff gets more serious.
Right.
But then maybe we don't grow that much. Like we're always feeling those same feelings and that sort of stuff.
So,
but it's how you manage them when you're older, and that's how you maintain.
There's something that I saw of Michael Jordan recently. I've already seen stuff like this, but
I guess you took it personally.
Yeah, I took it personally, and I had the win. Like, oh, you won the MVP, Mike? Well, I'm gonna get the championship. So it was him talking about failure, and it was like he's, this many times I've missed the game-winning shot. This many times I've done this, and it didn't. We didn't win. We didn't do this. We didn't do this. All his failures, and that's why he knows he's successful, because he's failed so many times, but he kept trying and kept doing it again. And I was like, fuck yeah, like, because no matter what, it's yeah, you're gonna fail in life. You're gonna fuck up. You're gonna lose an opportunity, but you learn from the opportunity. So yes, I would say that with what they're going through, these not necessarily failures, but just in a sense of them hopefully learning that this shouldn't really be how a relationship is, but teenage angst, right? Yeah. Well, teenage and adult angst. Really quick.
But I like how they end up, him still a smart ass and she still, ribbing him or whatever.
Oh yeah, she was.
But
she's a very aggressive.
They love
woman.
each other, so
right.
That I get. That I understand. It's fun.
She showed her boobies to him. Can I touch him? Fucking hits him. So something I want to ask, which that's why I looked up. So the politician Wax, who the fuck was that guy in the number 12? Who's he supposed to be? The guy that was waiting for Wax and stuff like that.
So I'm assuming that's like an agent for his opponent to get dirt on him. Because they know he's gay and he's trying to get information to use against him.
Okay.
On him to use against him.
Sure.
That's why he's there at that restaurant.
Watching him.
Yeah. So I need you to take him home like he's your boyfriend. Because he's being watched.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was like, fuck, is someone going to die? Right. And...
he's like a murderer or something like that.
Yeah. Like an assassin or something. But okay. And I do say on here...
Or it could be like a freelance asshole who's just going to take pictures of him and then sell them to tabloids or whatever. I don't know.
I have on here that I respect Gary's hustle. I wrote that he is a shit because I think she called. Oh no, because Matthew said like, "Do you have a boyfriend, honey?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, is he a shit too?"
Yeah.
And I thought that was fun. Whenever I see him now, I either think of Iceman from X-Men because that's who he was, or he was also in The Boys. If you remember, he was the fire one in The Boys.
I don't remember that.
Remember when they had the hospital of all the power kids and stuff like that? It was last season.
Hospital.
Like, so remember the Nazi woman?
Yeah.
So she goes there and like to kind of clear house, but he escapes because he was going to be there, the whistleblower. But then he went inside the tower and killed himself. He burned himself.
Oh, I don't remember at all.
Whoa. Wow. Okay, he's great. That's why I thought it was funny though, because he's Iceman and X-Men, but then he's fire.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was fun. And then lastly, I think the movie should not have ended the way it did. I think it should have ended on the slip. When he like slipped and they fell on each other. Okay. And right there. Because that extra little bit, I didn't think was necessary.
Unnecessary.
Like, oh, this is, Alana Valentine. She's like, oh, you dig. And they kiss. They could have ended there too. But then it still went a little bit further. And I just thought that was too much. I think it would have ended a little better. So Paul Thomas, if you're listening.
Or to edit.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he edited it. But yeah, learn when to cut the fucking shit. I want to also say, Joseph Andrade, thanks for selling me that Tascam that I had bought from you. We're going to be utilizing that when we have more people on the podcast. So I told you I'd shout you out. Anyhow, Mike, so you like this movie?
Yeah, it's always tough with his movies, because you can't not compare them to his other movies.
I think I'm bad.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Now I gotta know what I'm gonna sing. To you. It's totally unfair to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like when you have like fucking Boogie Nights and Magnolia, and then fucking There Will Be Blood.
I've actually never saw Magnolia.
Really?
That's Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely out there. That movie takes a lot of risks too. Actually, if you don't like meandering movies without a plot, you're definitely not gonna like fucking Magnolia. But it is what it is. Anyway, but and you have like movies that's, I don't know, There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
Fucking the greatest movie in the past 25 years, or
you like
whatever.
That better than you did No Country, right?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's just kind of grown with prestige, I guess. Like No Country's almost like perfectly nice.
Perfectly average.
No, not even average. Like, it's amazing. Like, performances are amazing and it looks great and everything.
Javier
like that.
Bardem is frightening.
Yeah, frightening, but it's like a perfect movie, but as a movie. Does that make any sense? Like,
It doesn't.
Okay, that's fine.
You can explain it to me later.
Or,
fall asleep.
whereas like There Will Be Blood seems to be just like reaching just further,
Okay.
like into like insanity and greed and all that sort of stuff. Like
I would
just, the themes just seem to reach further and take more risk.
Okay.
Right. Because it's not as traditionally compelling as drug money gone wrong,
yeah.
crazy.
Silenced shotguns.
Yeah. Super violent.
Yeah.
Funny.
Would you say No Country was super violent?
Oh my God! Remember, blows the guys when he goes into
The hand.
Come on,
He reaches.
What are you talking about?
That's not like super bad. I understand it's a little graphic, but like I wouldn't say it's.
His fucking arm bone is sticking out of his arm at the end.
Oh, you're thinking of that part. I thought you were talking about when he kicks down the hotel door and then the guy reaches for like a gunner.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about too. Yeah,
He blows out his hand.
he has the silent
yeah,
shotgun.
Yeah.
Just arm flapping around.
Flap around like a piece of bacon. So
Right, so it's also like an amazing movie, but it's like a more traditional, exciting action chase drama, however, with crazy themes too, like good and evil and that sort of stuff too. But like, No Country just seems like it's reaching like so far.
the other way around.
Yeah.
You said No Country's reaching, but you meant There Will Be Blood.
How dare you correct me? But yes, you're exactly right.
I would also say I think what makes me, I think No Country is great, but I think what There Will Be Blood, what really makes me like it a little more, not only the acting, even though the acting in No Country was good, but the acting in Daniel Day-Lewis, and Paul Dano, like I think that movie made me really like Paul. No, I don't think Paul Dano could do any wrong anymore, because the first time I saw him was in Girl Next Door, and I was like, all right, but then when I saw him in this, I was like, fuck, like this guy can actually really act, and even seeing him in The Batman, I was like, he's still really in Looper. He was barely in Looper, but for that little bit he was in
Love
there.
and Mercy, yeah, he's good.
Which one's that one?
That Brian Wilson one, the Beach Boys movie.
Oh, I didn't see that. So, but Paul Dano though, phenomenal actor as well. But the cinematography too in There Will Be Blood was really fucking good. I mean,
That's the thing, like, and it sucks that they get compared to each other because they came out at the same time. They filmed in literally the same city, and then they were up against each other and for all the awards. And then No Country wins all of them.
Yeah.
But it's just,
Didn't Daniel Day win?
He did win.
Okay,
Best actor.
Well, this
But
movie.
yeah, so I'm sorry. So it's hard for me to, because after that, then came The Master, and everyone's kind of like him and hawing about The Master, just because like you're just comparing it to the other stuff. And then he has like the other like Inherent
What do you
Vice,
expect though? They're
Phantom
going to
Thread.
compare to
Yeah.
like his previous work and other things like it. Like, of course. And really, a lot of the times too, when they're comparing things, it's kind of like, okay, that's respect, like to compare certain movies to other movies. But sometimes it could also be very bad. Like compare a movie like
Because I'll say like I just did not enjoy Inherent Vice. Like, it just did nothing for me.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
But
But Phantom Thread I did like, and then this one I do like as well. But like I said, it's kind of hard to just let it stand on its own merits just because you always.
Sure.
compare
So
things.
you like the movie. I like the movie. No, there's no plot. The acting was pretty good for the most part and funny at times.
It's funny
too.
you said color.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's not as colorful.
It's not.
Is
It's Punch Drunk? No, but it had a few moments where there was some, like even the end when they kiss and stuff like that, and the light is coming from behind them to the side of them. Like even that was reminiscent to me at the end of Punch Drunk, because it ends and there's those colors, the blues and the reds and stuff. But a little bit, just to me, just subtly enough, and again, just still.
I think it seems dark to me. Maybe just because it's on film.
Could be.
Like I like although I do like restaurants with that feel, like the dark, the low lighting, real intimate kind of setting. Yeah, I dig it.
There's a few of those scenes too, like where there's like, "Hey, Mr. Gary, like welcome back," and they're in that. What is it called? The cock, something in the cock, but
Top of the.
tip of the cock, top of the
cock?
cock, because it was a golf course right next
Yeah.
to it. So I don't know. So I enjoyed the movie. Mike, you enjoyed it. What our next movie? Because we never fucking talk about it. I think what we should watch is something that I think you haven't seen. You like Bob Odenkirk, right?
I enjoy him. Although I haven't seen Better Call Saul, so can you really call me
he's great.
a fan?
Truly, he's
if
great.
I have never seen that.
Well, why don't we watch Nobody which is that action movie. I believe it takes place kind of in the, because the people that did John Wick did this. I think it's in that kind of that same realm of everything. But it's on HBO Max. We could watch that, or just to put it out there, we could also watch. Where the fuck? I did just see another movie a second ago, but was it Boss Level? No, that's the one where the guy kept dying or something like that. Okay, we're not doing that one. So watch Nobody. It's available on HBO Max. It's only like an hour and a half, but with Bob Odenkirk. And
you know what I did want to see, but I don't think it's streaming anywhere. Mandy
with Nick Cage.
With Nick Cage.
All right, so yeah, we'll watch Nobody. We might change it, honestly. Like if Mike doesn't watch it, we can decide. And I
do want to see it, but just if I see something else that's more pizzazz, we might switch it
sure.
up,
thank you everybody for listening to this episode of Specrapular. And if you want to give us recommendations for movies, you can email us at specrapular@gmail.com. You can also go to our website, which is specrapular.com. Mike, do you have anything you want to say?
Nah.
Okay, cool. All right, Mike, why don't you go ahead and take us away?
Wait, what song were you singing earlier? That's all right. Oh, Brandon, you came and we recorded a podcast, and it was super long and crazy. Nah, that's all I got.
No. You could have ended it on a good note.